Hey everybody, how you doing? Had a little glitch there, take two, and welcome to Cooking with Chef Johnyshwa. We are making a really great dish today. I have lots of great things here in front of me. I have carrots, I have some zucchini, I have some diced green beans, I have some garlic, some leeks, and some onions, and a little bit of cilantro. Two flavors we're going to be using today. One is from Thai Kitchen. And this is their roasted red chili paste. Outstanding. I had that marinating on the pork behind me. And a little bit of smoked paprika. Making a lot of Hungarian cuisine at culinary school. Really fell in love with smoked paprika. So I use that out in my classroom. I use it here in the kitchen and it works out really great. We have our pork loin. We're going to be marinating our pork loin. I've marinated this for about 45 minutes. And we're going to be putting it under the broiler. Now, we talked a little bit about the broiler technique yesterday. Usually involves a very fatty meat to help keep it moist while cooking. The pork loin, although it has that fat on the outside, not much marbleization, not much fat in the meat itself. So, adding either a marinade or some kind of fat to help keep the pork moist while under the broiler is going to really help this out and stop it from drying out. We're going to broil both sides for about 2 minutes and then kick the oven to convection until we get an internal temperature of about 145 degrees. You know, USDA regulations, pork can be served at 135 or better. At 135, you'd still be medium. A lot of people may complain. I know if I go out and I order a nice Iberico pork chop, I'm going to order it medium. It'll come out, you know, in that 135, 140 range. Most people are used to eating pork cooked all the way through. So I'm going to take this to medium well done. I'll probably pull it out of the oven at 148, 150. And I could even use a thermometer or I can just go by feel. So we're going to put this in a broiler, but not just yet. All right. So I have my wok on. I'm going to add my vegetables. And when using a wok, you don't want to get the pan really hot and people see pans moving around. Yes, that may be part of it. Yes. Cooking in a wok is a high heat cooking technique. Vegetables are cut up in small pieces. Meat's cut up in small pieces is going to cook really quickly. But if I take my garlic, my minced onion, and my leek and I add that to a hot pan, it's going to burn immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add these in to a pan that's just starting to heat up. What that's going to allow is going to allow my vegetables to start sweating. I'm going to start building some flavor. Sweating vegetables brings out the natural sugars in them. And then I can control if I really want any caramelization. So, as I'm getting my onions, my garlic, and my things ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and start to get my items into the oven. So, I have the oven on broil, and I have my rack set really high. I made sure today that my food was going to fit in right into the broiler. Okay, so I have that broiler rack set nice and high. Going to put our pork loin, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on caramelization on each side, and then kick that down into convection while we work on our fried rice. You know, fried rice over the past, maybe a couple of years has really been, something great for me. Been out, just like all of us, and ordered, fried rice and had fried rice and never really been very, very happy with the fried rice that I've been having. So I said, I'd really like to work on my fried rice and really starting to perfect it. And you're about to see that recipe today. Now, I'm starting with the shallots, with the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But you don't have to go that far. You could have just a little bit of garlic or a little bit of garlic and gingers, just a little bit of base, a little bit of flavorings to get your fried rice going. We're going to be sauteing all of our vegetables pretty much together. These are all pretty hard vegetables. The carrots, the green beans, and the zucchini are all pretty hardy vegetables. I have a little bit of cilantro we're going to be using in the fried rice, either as on top as a garnish, and usually I have some peanuts I'm going to put on top. And then we're going to be working with a little bit of Thai basil today. Thai basil, very different than your normal basil. Smell a little bit of an anise smell. And, very, very strong. We're not going to make pestos and things with something like this. You don't really want to eat it raw. You could chiffonade it, very, very strong, but used in a lot of Thai stir fries, Thai curries, Thai soups. This is really great. So, we're going to call this our Thai fried rice. So, I'm starting to pick on a little bit of caramelization, not much. Still sweating most of my vegetables. And I'm looking for my onions to start turning clear. You're done sweating vegetables when your onions go from cloudy to clear. So, my pan's getting nice and hot. I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my vegetables. I'm going to add in my zucchini. I'm going to add in my green beans, right? We have a good amount of green beans. And we're going to be actually taking our vegetables out when making our fried rice. I may leave some in, but I'm going to use some also for garnish as we put this onto a platter. Okay? So, I have my carrots, my green beans, and my squash, and we're going to get that in. We're on high heat right now. We're up all the way. The flame is up nice and high, and you make sure you want to start seasoning. We are going to be adding a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of oyster sauce. My second love next to, you know me, my love Robin. But my second love is oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is something that is incredible. It is an extract made from oyster shells. And, it's got to be, probably one of the world's greatest ingredients. Let's check out our pork. Been in probably about 2 minutes now. And as you're starting to see, we're starting to get a little caramelization. And that chili is going to really help to protect it and really make it nice and moist. Okay? So we're going to have that in there. We're going to move our vegetables around, again, staying on high heat. And, seasoning at this point is really important. Salt's going to help to bring out the moisture in the vegetables. Going to make them a little bit easier to sweat and develop that flavor that we really need. While we have a little bit of time right now, we're going to go ahead and clean our basil. This has been washed and dried. I had it in the refrigerator. And we're going to pick off all the large stems. Not really looking for any of those in there. We can go ahead and pull off a lot of those big stems. And then we're not going to overcut this. Some of the worst things you can do to an herb is to overcut it, to chop it up too small. It turns black. And what ends up happening is it burns. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to curl all of my herbs up. And I'm going to use the Chiffonade Technique. And when doing fresh herbs, we curl them into a small ball. And then we're going to come through here and using the rocking motion. Notice how I can look up, not worry about cutting myself. It's not because of anything else but the technique, okay? And I might go one time through, and then we're going to leave our basil as is. You hear our vegetables really starting to cook really nice. And we'll give those a nice cook, make sure nothing's sticking. And I think we're going to turn our pork over. I did marinate on both sides, so I want to make sure that it's going. Oh boy, look at that. Outstanding, right? Perfect timing, nice caramelization, and the smell of the chilies coming off of this is incredible. So we're going to flip this over, and again, I did have it marinated on both sides, and that's important because we want our pork to stay moist while in the oven. We don't want it to dry out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get that in and put that right on the other side. The other side has been seasoned. I seasoned with salt and pepper, a little smoked paprika, and the Thai chili paste, and we just kind of move that around. Okay? So, I'm going to keep an eye on my veggies. At this point, I don't want any caramelization. So I'm going to have those set and ready to go. I'm going to move my 2 herbs off to the side. I have, again, my Thai basil and some cilantro. I'm going to start getting the egg part to the fried rice. I have 3 eggs already cracked. I'm going to go for 4, 5, and then 6. You could go with more eggs. You can go with less eggs. I probably have about 3 cups, 1, 2, maybe 4 cups, 3 to 4 cups of cooked rice. And you want to use cold rice when making your fried rice. The older rice is 2 days, 3 days, 4-day-old rice. Oh my God, so good. Really gonna absorb a lot of flavor. You don't want to cook your fried rice with hot rice. It turns it into mush and breaks the rice down. So that's not what we're really looking for. All right, so we have our eggs ready to go, and we don't even have to mix it. Once we add it into our wok, we're gonna get our wok nice and hot. We're gonna add our eggs in, and we'll start mixing it right in the wok, and we'll start getting a lot of our caramelization, okay? All right, so moving it around, keeping it. And at this time, I can go and, don't be afraid to test your food. Carrot's doing really well. I like a little bit of texture on my vegetables. Helps to preserve the nutrients. I didn't steam the vegetables. I could have ahead of time. You lose a lot of vitamins through steaming, a lot of vitamins through poaching or boiling the vegetables ahead of time. So we can really keep a lot of the flavor there by not doing that. All right, these are looking great. So next up, we're going to take our vegetables out, and we're going to be putting our vegetables into a bowl. Now, when I put the vegetables into this bowl, I'm going to put some plastic wrap over the top, and the vegetables are going to continue to cook. They're going to continue steaming into themselves. And this is something you can do off of the flame, and this will assure you're not going to burn your vegetables and that you're really developing all the natural flavors. All right, so we're going to take our veggies out, and you see our veggies look really beautiful, right? Nice and steaming. And we're going to get those into one bowl. Great. And you want to really pull out all those small pieces, really getting out all the leek and all the garlic, because we're going to be getting our pan on pretty high next. Okay? I know I have my flame on. Be very careful, leaving an open flame around the kitchen. And I'm going to grab some plastic wrap so I can go ahead and cover my item. When covering with something with plastic wrap, don't be shy. Take the plastic wrap out of the box, and you want to go all the way around. We really want to create a good seal here, and if our plastic wrap is not on really tight, we're not going to be able to keep a lot of that good steam inside that we want. As you can see, it's already turning nice and cloudy. Okay, and I can even leave that. I have a warmer, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my left warmer on. Before I go any further, I'm going to check out my pork, see how it's doing on that other side. Oh, it's smelling great. We're starting to see some beautiful caramelization on there. I'm going to go maybe one more minute, about one more minute, and then I'm going to shut off the broiler, and I'm going to move the pork to the second rack in the oven. These are nice thick chops, and we want to make sure that they're going to cook all the way through, so it's really important. Any excess that's in there, you want to take a clean towel and wipe out your wok. Okay? You're going to leave a lot of the oil behind, okay, but you're going to get rid of most of your stuff. We're going to go right back onto the flame. I'm going to get my oil nice and hot. Okay? I'm going to be using a little bit of olive oil, monosaturated fat. Try and stay away from the polyunsaturated fats. Yes, they're putting a little olive oil flavor in there, but not too strong. You're really not going to come across it. And then when I get this oil nice and hot, okay, nice and hot, oil nice and hot. In the meantime, I'm going to grab two sauces. We have our soy sauce and our oyster sauce. So, let me grab those out of the refrigerator. And we have these set and ready to go. This is a great brand, the Panda brand of oyster sauce. And not only do I like it in there as part of the fried rice, but even putting a little bit on top. Not only do you taste a little bit of that sauce on top of the fried rice, but it's a little cold against the hot fried rice. Really comes out amazing. Second up, we're going to be using, I have some brewed soy sauce. So we're going to make sure this is open. This may be a new one. I'm not sure. Oh, get ready to go. Okay, so it's been about a minute. I'm going to turn my oven off. Okay, and I'm going to move my pork to the bottom level. Okay, I'm going to put this on convection, and we're going to put it on about 350 degrees. Again, we don't want too much caramelization at this point, so at 350 degrees, it's going to be low enough to cook the pork all the way through, and then without getting too brown on the outside. Okay, so we have our pan on, right? Waiting for our olive oil to really get nice and hot. You got to be careful with olive oil. The smoking point, not as high as some would think, and can really end up burning. Okay, So I have my soy sauce open. Oh boy, this is a new brand. This is really, really good. Check out what we're using today, and smells really awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my egg in, give it a little bit of a mix. Right? It doesn't need to be fully mixed, because we're gonna be mixing it once it hits the olive oil, okay? Let that come to a hard boil. You know, one of the secrets of good fried rice is really letting that egg dry out. And you don't want a wet egg when putting that in there. So we want to get it nice and brown so we can really cook all the way through. Okay, I'm starting to move my egg just a little bit so I can get that all the way through, but leaving it on there so we can go nice and strong. Okay, next up I want to have my fried rice. And you know, you want to make sure that if there's any clumps of the rice, you know, you want to try and break that up now. Don't leave the clumps of rice to where you're in the pan and then you're kind of jabbing at it and trying to break it up, or you could end up having a little bit of issues. Okay, so we're going to move that around. All right, looking really good. All right, so we have our rice ready to go, and we're going to get our Thai basil, and we're going to be able to get our cilantro. Okay, again, checking out our egg right now, and really going to start to move our egg around. We really want to get the egg a little bit brown, okay, and putting that in there. Okay, so being able to move that around can work really well. Okay, and really give that egg a good stir. All right, so our egg is looking nice and strong. We have our fried rice. We have 2 of our garnishes, and we're going to get one more garnish. I have some peanuts over here, right in my cabinet, right behind you. I would ask you to get it, but I don't think you can. Okay, okay, go inside, go. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of peanut right now. That's going to act as part of our garnish. I'm going to get that onto my cutting board, and I'll leave that for right before I'm getting ready to start cooking, and I can put it on top of there. All right, so going back to our egg, again, notice how long the egg has been on here. We're really trying to dry it out, not sticking to the bottom of the pan, and we really want to, again, dry that egg out. Even as you look at it right now, you can still see a lot of steam coming off of the egg. That's how you know it's not ready. Okay? So we're really going to move that around. Really going to dry that egg really well. Okay? I'm going to chop up any of the larger pieces of the egg and break those into finer pieces so that we have an even distribution of egg throughout our fried rice. We have our pork in. We have our oven set at 350. We're on convection bake and just checking our oven, making sure you're having the right temperature. You know, sometimes you're in the heat of battle, you're moving through, and you're not realizing what you did. Oh my God, I had it on 450 and you didn't realize it. Well, you know, dinner's ruined. So you really want to keep a good eye on that. Okay, all right, going back to our fried rice. So my egg, really starting to get dry now. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of steam coming off of it. And we're almost starting to get a little bit of caramelization onto the egg. I can smell that brown egg flavor, okay, that you might know if you like brown eggs, or if you don't like brown eggs, you might not like that flavor. Okay, so to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in some fried rice. Okay, I'm not going to add in all my fried rice. I'm going to add in about half of the rice I want to use. And then I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, and grab my vegetables. As you can see, the steam coming out. So these vegetables were continuing to cook as they were in here. I'm going to add about half of the vegetables. Again, we're making a vegetable fried rice. I'm going to do about 3/4. And I'm going to save the other half as garnish on top of the rice to make a really beautiful presentation. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and start mixing my rice together. Again, I'm still on high. I have not turned down. The pan is nothing is sticking to the bottom, and we have some really good movements. I'm going to go ahead and add in some more of my rice, and I'm doing this more as kind of an eye thing. I'm going to put it all in there. I know my family loves my fried rice, so if I make extra for lunch tomorrow, for dinner tomorrow, they're all going to be set and ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to start to move. Notice we haven't added any soy sauce. We haven't added any oyster sauce. Okay, we just have our rice, we have our eggs, we have our vegetables, right? And we're getting a good even mixture of all of them. Okay. I'm going to leave this on the stove. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt. Be careful again. You're going to be adding soy sauce and oyster sauce, which is going to be a little salty on its own, okay, but we're going to need a little bit of help. Okay, at this point, I'm going to add in half of my cilantro. Okay, spread my cilantro around. I'm going to add in about half or, excuse me, 3/4 of my Thai basil. I'm going to add that in. Okay, then I'm then going to go after the oyster sauce. Okay, nice and thick oyster sauce. Okay, we're probably adding maybe half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, depending on how much you like that. And then less on the soy sauce, maybe a 1/4 cup. What do you think, Carolyn? About a 1/4 cup? I think that was. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to move that around. Okay, again, we're on a high flame. We're not sticking in the pan, and we're really moving that around. Okay, now depending on how much color, how much flavor you're really looking for, you can add more, you can add less. I know we like the flavor of the oyster sauce, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more. Okay, we have a lot of rice here. I'm using basmati rice. You know, I'm adding probably another 1/4 cup of the oyster sauce. Our basmati rice is a long grain Indian rice, and it is just unbelievable. It cooks up fluffy. It's never too starchy, right? It's just always fluffy and tastes so good. So I'm going to move around my pan. Okay, I'm going to move in my oyster sauce. Okay? I could add a little soy sauce at this point, but I think we're pretty good. I think we have a pretty good flavor profile. As you can see, you're starting to see nice color on the rice. And you know, we're not using a dark soy sauce you may see in a lot of Chinese restaurants. They get that dark color from using a dark soy sauce. So if you're at home and you're trying to make, I'm going to turn my flame down a little bit lower right now. If you're at home trying to make fried rice the color of what you see in a restaurant, FYI, they're using a dark, low-sodium soy sauce that's almost thick when they add it in there, like the oyster sauce. If you try and do that with soy sauce, by the time you get it, oh my God, it's so salty. How come when I make it, it's so salty?
That's happened with you one time.
Yeah, Carolyn sitting right here said that happened with her one time. And I didn't even tell her to say that.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my peanuts. Want to get them nice and fine. Going to move that bowl out of the way for garnish. All right. And then I'm going to work on my presentation platter. I have 2 presentation platters I'm going to be using. And move that off to the side. So we have our garnish for our fried rice. And remember what garnish is. It's adding flavor, it's adding texture, it's adding visual appeal, it's adding textures and excitement. So garnishes are not just on here to make it look, you know, beautiful. Okay? Although they may end up making it look very beautiful. So we have our platter out. I'm going to go back after my fried rice. All right? And I'm trying to dry out some of the vegetables. Trying to dry out. As long as you're not sticking and dinner is just about ready, we can have that flame on nice and low. So our pan is cooking, and you know, we're really trying to, you know, sear those flavors into that fried rice. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my pork that's in the oven, and the pork is just looking amazing. Okay, pork is looking amazing. Again, this is the pork marinated in Thai red chili, roasted red chili paste, some salt and pepper. I can smell the flavors coming off that Thai chili paste. I can smell umami and really smells really great. And it is nice and firm. I know this is done. I don't have to put the thermometer in. If you're at home, you want to stick a thermometer in. 145, 150 is kind of what we're really looking for. Okay? So at this point, we're going to take our fried rice. We're going to put our fried rice onto a platter. Okay. We're going to move that on here. Wow. Look at that. Carolyn, check that out.
That's really good.
How psyched are you?
It's like,
Nice pile of fried rice. We're going to come back to our fried rice now, and we're going to put peanuts on top. We're going to add a little bit of Thai basil, a little bit of cilantro. It looks like a lot now, but as you start diving into it, it's really going to become a big part of it, okay? Going to get the rest of our peanuts on there, okay? You could do some toasted coconut on top of here would be great. You know, anything, little frizzled onions, if you'd like, would be great. And then we have a little bit of extra vegetables. Again, we are making a vegetable fried rice. So using vegetables as part of your garnish is a really smart idea, not putting all of them in there, and it really showcases what the rice is all about. There's no doubt when you look at that, is that a pork fried rice? No, it's vegetables. I see all vegetables, the vegetable fried rice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take my second platter out today. I'm gonna be using an old favorite dish, and I'm gonna put this right on here. Gonna move my fried rice just to the side. Okay, I'm gonna put that out here. Put that out there for everybody in TV land. Okay, and then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna grab our pork. All right, so we're gonna go right to the tray, and we're gonna be stacking. You know, remember, we eat with our eyes. So as you put things on the table for your family, don't be afraid to go the extra mile and make it a little beautiful. You know, we don't have to serve it just in the tray that it was cooked in. Okay, we could stack it. We can put it nice and high, right? We can put another piece on top of that. We can have fun. The kids will like it. Everybody will appreciate it, right? And then we're gonna go right over the top. Wow. Look at that. Unbelievable. And there we have today's dinner, everybody. We have our broiled pork. This is the center cut pork loin. We have our red Thai chili paste and smoked paprika sauce. And then we have our vegetable or Thai vegetable fried rice, garnished with peanuts and Thai basil and cilantro. And there we have it, everybody, episode 6. Can't believe it's 6 episodes already, and everything is going strong. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed our show. Hopefully you're taping it. And I've made an area just for all the videos, so please like the videos, and then you can get on there, and we love to see you. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here and allowing us to share our dinner with you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.